At least now it doesn't like ask you if you want to go live. I didn't mute us, so something bad is about to happen.
Oh, I didn't either. I'm going to say something. I've just been like, hello.
Quickly mute the site. Well, it's gonna be. We're gonna get like a commercial or. Yes.
I took it.
Mine's a Tempur-Pedic commercial. What did you get?
I got paycom.com data overload. What if I've been Googling, but this is what they thought I wanted?
What do they think we're advertising over here?
Paycom corporate headquarters.
I mean, to be fair, I do nap a lot. So like.
So it fits.
It's kind of on point for mine. Okay. Fair enough. Hello, everyone. Let us know in the comments what you got for your ad when you started watching, because we're curious now.
I watched the whole ad, though.
I mean, watch the. It doesn't hurt us because we're not missing anything by watching the ad because it is us.
Yeah,
we are here.
We're here.
We're live. Isabella got Neil Gaiman Masterclass.
Okay, makes sense.
Stephanie got a sleep number bed, so that's 2 beds. So I take too many naps.
I was gonna say, I feel like they're trying to push out a. I think now is the time. Maybe we're all at home, so we need better beds.
Whew. I'm telling you. Nina said, I have YouTube Premium, so no ads. That's cheating.
That's the way to do it.
But also, we'll accept that.
I've thought about getting YouTube Premium. They keep randomly, when I'm on my phone and watching YouTube, it's like, do you want to try YouTube Premium for 30 days? And I just haven't clicked on it yet because I feel like it's one of those where I'll get too used to it and then just end up paying for it.
I don't mind the ads.
I don't really either. I guess that's fair.
There are some people that I won't watch anymore because they put like an ad every 20 seconds and they're not skippable, and there's some booktubers that I won't watch for that reason. But for the most part.
That's what I've started letting YouTube to decide where the ads are going to go. I should probably stop doing that. Now that I'm thinking about it. Like, YouTube knows.
YouTube knows what to do. Monroe says planting trees. I'm going to say Axel LaRue. I can't read it from here, guys. My eyesight's real bad and it's real far away. I think it says I got Quibi. Sucks to be you. Nina said, you will mind them after your glorious experience of lack of ads.
Well,
there it is.
Yeah, there we go. You know, my terrible story is that, because I use both Chrome and Safari. So Safari, I still get ads, but Chrome, I have an ad blocker. So if I know who I'm watching and I still want to watch them, but they do the terrible thing, sometimes I just open it in Chrome. Sorry.
Chrome blocks ads from.
I have an ad blocker on Chrome.
Okay, I'm like, this is weird.
No.
Okay.
I have made it. I have done it.
Well, hello, friends. It's been 3 minutes. We've been talking about ads.
Yep.
I mean, it just gives everybody time to get in, time for YouTube to notify people.
Just to chill.
It's a great icebreaker question. What ad did you get when the video started?
Yeah.
Maya also has the ad blocker app.
Mm-hmm.
It is keeping up better now, so I can actually probably read it over here. Because, I'm telling you guys, it's really behind today. When there's a 1 minute unskippable ad in the middle of a sentence. Like, by the time the video comes back on, I forgot what you were talking about. Fair enough.
Same.
I mean, ads are necessary for people to make money and to sell their products, and not horrible, but they're also
yeah. I don't mind them. There's stuff that I mind, though. I should take that back.
But yeah, it depends on the ad, for sure. I feel like I end up wearing this orange shirt every time I do a live stream.
What I've noticed is I'm wearing one of the same shirts I wear all the time, too. Like, I have plenty of clothes, but why wear those when I can wear the same thing over and over?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, there are 5 minute ads, and can you skip those, I hope?
I I hope you got to be able to skip those, right?
Because if not, I'm never watching that person again. Grape didn't get an ad. All right.
What the magic is.
The magic is that you have to be cooler than the YouTube.
Yes.
Anyway, so question of all questions.
Yes.
Not for you, for them.
Oh.
Did any of you actually read Truthwitch? Anyone?
Yeah.
It might have looked like this.
Or this.
Like this. Or, oh wait, or like this. Or like this. You know, did anybody read that?
Which was the first cover? So one of those was the UK cover, right? This was the first.
This is the original.
Okay.
This is the redesigned.
Okay.
That they've done. All of the new releases will have these. This is by the same artist that did Blood Witch, which is the 4th book.
Oh.
So they've redone the covers since then.
The redesign looks a little bit more badass. Not that this one isn't, but like.
Yeah, it's definitely more like.
There's a sword in the front instead, like.
Yeah.
It's not hidden.
This is the UK hardcover. And this is the UK paperback.
Mm. Those are really pretty too, though.
I haven't bought like 23 editions. It's fine. Let's see. Who actually read the book?
Cadence did.
Cadence read it. Maya's still waiting on it from the library. Mary did not read it. Becca only read halfway through. Becca's a loser. Pineapple, I also didn't finish reading it this time, but this was like my 5th reread, so it's fine. It wasn't on the top of my priority list. Let's put it that way.
Got lots of other reads and lots of other life going on.
I did read a lot of it, though. Halfway through, been reading Game of Thrones.
Ah.
Fair enough.
If you don't mind spoilers, that is I can see why you'd be down with it. Yeah. Yeah.
Spark Notes, right. I mean, spoilers. Spoilers galore.
Yeah.
Why do I have so many copies? Because I love it. And I love supporting Susan. And I have the full series in 4 sets. As of now. I'm weird. It's like I buy multiple editions of Cassie Clare's books. I buy multiple editions of Rochelle Mead's books. There are some authors that just, yeah. I like supporting them, and I like pretty things.
I was gonna say they're pretty and they make you happy. You got emotions tied to them that you love them. There's lots of reasons.
Definitely got through 17 teeth. Oh, yeah, you're allowed.
Oh no.
Totally fair. You're allowed to not have finished it. Oh, Pineapple.
I know that feeling all too well.
The panic. UK paperback editions are always gorgeous.
Oh,
just watching for us. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mary doesn't get it until tomorrow. Just finished Mistborn trilogy.
I am back to starting the 2nd book, Well of Ascension, now that I have finished Truthwitch. So soon I can talk about that.
Yes, great. The audiobook is great. That's how I read it the first time, and that's how I was reading it this time as well. I have read it physically and annotated my copy, but I like the audiobook, and it helps with name pronunciation because Kate can't pronounce names.
Cannot. And I thought about looking it up, and then I was like, you know what? It's fine.
It's fine.
How do you pronounce it? How do you Isolt? Isolt. That makes sense. I'm sure I pronounced everyone else's wrong. Like Adwin. I mispronounced 3 different ways.
Adwin.
Okay.
Adwin.
Okay, I like my version.
Well, because they call him, the only reason why I was able to remember is because they call him Badwin. You know, like he's your bae. Badwin. It's the only reason why I'm able to remember. Merrick, you had Merrick, right?
That one wasn't hard. Sophia's not hard.
It's
Names
Sophia.
I've heard before. It's what?
Sophia. With
Okay.
an A. Safi. Sophia.
Look, I watched Sophia Nygaard's videos and I was going off of that pronunciation. Sophia.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
I obviously would not be a good audiobook reader.
you had Polly, right?
Thank you. Yep. Nailed it.
Nailed it. Christian says I've bought more books in 2020 than read. I think I'm about even, but no, I'm good. I'm good. I think I'm good. Maybe. I have less books on my TBR now than I did when I started, so I should be fine.
That's what matters. Yay!
We're going to talk about other things too. It's fine.
We are. Yeah.
We're just that's why I was kind of deciding if we should talk about our other topics and then talk about the book later.
Trying to gauge.
So that people can, for those of you who didn't read it, if you want to just like hang out for a little bit and then jump ship when we start to talk about the book. We try to do that during book chats because not everybody's interested in reading the book and some people just want to talk about the other things. That's why we have other things to talk about. So, we try to help. So, what would you like to talk about first? Goals of the past 6 months that we were supposed to reach, or Camp NaNoWriMo?
Is this a question for me this time or for the people?
Anyone who's listening.
Okay.
Including you.
Okay. I feel like if we talk goals, we can work our way over to our goals for camp. We can have a little transition there.
That sounds fair. Charlotte says hello from work because she's always at work.
Hey, Charlotte. Or she's causing chaos at like 2 a.m. her time.
That too. Charlotte is kind of just a giant chaos monster.
We love her.
But we love her. Charlotte wants us to discuss both. We're going to. Give us a minute. See, camp. Neither. What are goals? That's a good question.
Goals.
I mean, both of us kind of discussed that we don't really remember what our goals were for the year.
The year has been long.
It's been a weird year. In case you guys missed it, I don't know if you've been around, but it's been weird.
It's been real weird.
It's been real weird. I think I know like I didn't really reach any of my goals for the first quarter because I do goals quarterly. I think I've reached like my book reading goals every quarter. I think I'm still on track for my book reading goals for this quarter as well. Not the books that I had planned on reading, but I've at least been reading books in general.
Yeah.
My YouTube goals are questionable. My goals were just to like post specific videos every month. And for most months I've been able to do that, but also sometimes not because I've been taking time off because the world's ridiculous. Writing goals, not even close.
Who are they? What is that?
What's a writing goal? Let's keep that again. Nina, 2020, the year I learned to appreciate living on an island. You ain't wrong.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know what my I remember my writing goal for the year. The big one was no new stories, and then immediately started breaking that rule each month with my write anything days. So that's really what sticks out in my mind. I think I'm still on track to finish most of the projects I'd wanted to get to this year, though. So that's good.
I still have to figure out next quarter. So I don't really know how that's going to go either. Christian's goal was to publish the first book in their fantasy trilogy. So how are you doing with that, Christian?
Yeah, where are you at? I've discussed both. The camp goal is a vague, continue doing what I am doing.
Somewhat, somewhere. Stuck on chapter 7. Your help is pick a different book.
Yes.
It's the only help I got. Even if it's my favorite book, if it's not working for you, you're allowed to pick a different one.
Switch it up. Yeah.
Or sometimes read a favorite. Reread a favorite.
Rereads are the like thing to get me back into reading. If I'm having a bit of a slump, go to an old classic. A favorite.
Becca's going to attempt a 10K day because she's crazy.
Becca, I was just thinking about trying that too, because I know there's lots of people who host different 10K days. And so I was just going to jump along with them and attempt it.
Can we do a 10K day in July?
Yes. I think we should do another live stream.
We should do a 12-hour live stream again.
We should try.
We should try to do that. Let's put that in our brains and try to organize that in the next week. It's in our brains.
Yeah.
Mars says hello. Publishing process.
Sounds like the goal's going well then. Yes, correct. Little pineapple. Thank you. Yes, I'm modified.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to click off of that. Go away.
Get out of here.
Get out of town. Left out the window long ago. Would you stop?
No.
Who wants to listen to you scratch?
No.
She's like, sure I do. I'm special.
That's what Duke contrast is.
Oh, Christians had just lost a publishing deal.
Oh no. Oh no.
That's no bueno. You have the whole month of July, Charlotte. You're fine.
You have all camp.
You should join us for a 12-hour sprint relay. You can host one in your own time zone where your time
the chaos.
You can start off the day, bring the chaos at the beginning. Start the day off with chaos in Charlotte. Oh. Fair enough. Tomorrow, 10K days are fun. To be fair, like I can't really do a 10K day right now because I'm editing, not writing, but I mean, it's whatever.
It is a lot harder.
That's why I think like if I did like the 12-hour like sprint relay, if I just do them all, then it would be
equivalent. Yeah.
Equivalent. 24 hours.
It's definitely 24 hours. I
keep convincing her that a 24 and 36 is fine.
Here's the thing. I did that once and I think I found it harder almost. Like basically ultimately 24 hours is just, even in the span of 48 is so hard.
You need to start it at your normal bedtime. That way you can like take a nap and then start at your bedtime. That way when you're the most awake would be when you're normally asleep. Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to do it again.
Like I don't want you to do it again. I'm just trying to convince you to do it again for fun.
For the fun. Yeah.
It's fun. See, Grape's killing it.
That's the important part.
Grape, I mean, really, that's just life helping you out. Like it gave you one less goal. It's like, Grape, your life is just, you're stressful. We're going to give you one less goal.
That's the spirit. Printing everything out.
Chaos in Charlotte sounds like my accidental personal brand.
For
It
sure.
sure does. God love her. Eva, we're talking about maybe
sounds like it.
figuring out a 10K day. So we're going to work on that for camp somehow, somewhere. You don't have to be doing camp to do it. So, I mean, figure it out. Sleep deprivation. Yep.
Yeah.
For sure. Eva says hour 10 is like the cutoff.
Honestly, I think that's the last like good return for me too, is hour 10.
I mean, to be fair, I've never done a 10K day or a 12-hour day, or we attempted one day, I think.
We did like
you did it and I attempted it and failed miserably, but I don't remember when exactly that was. I think it was during a camp last year, maybe even July's camp. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you go back in my videos, there's like a major fail.
Yeah.
There's like a major fail video somewhere, I'm sure. There's like questions that are popping up that aren't coming over here yet for me to click on.
No.
Becca says it was a 12-hour write-a-thon for camp.
Mm-hmm.
Chaos can be fun. Advice for a 10K day? I've never done one, so I've got nothing.
It's been a really long time since I have. And I normally for like write-a-thons, I say pace yourself because like you're doing it by time. But I feel like 10K days is just like, if you can get that done as soon as possible, like.
You can get 10K done in 2 hours, your day's over.
Good for you.
Also, do your fingers still work?
That's the other question. Yeah. 8,000 though. That's awesome.
Only around 8,000. Only. Which is more than I typically get in a month. So there's that.
There you go.
I'm like, I seen it over here, but it wasn't.
Yeah. Live streams help so much.
Yeah. We're gonna have to do a 10K day with a 12-hour sprinteroni.
I like Eva's.
That is good advice. Because if you get stuck.
Yeah, or you just get tired of it. Or I feel like you need to have it like outlined really well. I don't know that pantsing 10K days would be, but maybe some people do that. I don't know.
Some crazy people.
That's incredible though.
It's great.
Yeah.
Same. Exactly. I think pushing for 10K will help whether you actually hit the 10K or not. I don't know. So, since we're speaking about goals and 10K days and doing a 12-hour sprint relay again,
yes.
What are your goals for camp? Have you set those up yet?
I set mine up. Their camp website, which Jeff and I both have complaints about generally, unfortunately. I set mine up to get 31 words in 31 days. And I'm just going to be the judge on if I have done enough work that day to earn a word or like 2 words kind of thing. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm just going to work on my 3 projects that I got going.
Raphael, we're talking about goals that we've missed and or made this year, and camp, and possibly doing a 12-hour sprint relay day again like we did last year, and possibly doing a 10K day, probably the same day. We're not going to go too crazy. We might, but I doubt it.
Jess, what are your camp goals?
My camp goals are 31 hours again. I didn't make them in April. I probably won't make them again this month, but I'm going to try. I'm not using the camp website at all. I have chosen to walk away from the NaNoWriMo website. And I didn't use, I mean, like really for me, the benefit of the camp website was the cabins, and I didn't use them last time. And I feel like between our group chat and like my text chat with Laura and Kevin and just like the other people that I talk to on the regular basis, I don't feel like I need a cabin anymore. I feel like cabins are great for people who don't have this community that we have, or for people that are like trying to find people in the community.
Yeah.
But like for us who have like already established friend groups, I don't know that a cabin is necessary.
I also feel like the way they redid the cabins did not make it actually conducive to chatting. So
yeah.
Book I need to rewrite, a new story that I need to write. Yay! And yay!
And yay. I will be doing, at some point this week, I'll be filming and uploading a camp goals video. And also at some point this week, I will be filming and editing and uploading, maybe this week, my planner layout for camp, but also I bought a new writing planner. So that'll be on my planner channel, which is linked in the description box below.
Well, I feel like this is a good time, since we're just kind of meandering around the conversations, because I want to know, like 6 months ago, 8 months ago, I don't know how long ago you first thought about having separate channels. And that was back when everyone talked about it, but we were all like, no, have the same channel, do everything on the same channel. Now you have 2 separate channels.
Yep.
And everyone else does too.
8 months ago, I was like, well, I mean, I really would like to have separate channels because I feel like the videos that get viewed the most on my writing channel or my booktube channel, because let's be honest, it's not a writing channel. It's a booktube channel, let's be real. But like my most viewed videos are my planner videos. My most viewed video now is my StreamYard tutorial, and I get technical questions and I'm like, I actually just kind of filmed this for my friends. Like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a how-to guru, so I don't know the answer to your question. These are not the droids you're looking for. I don't know. So, right. But I was like, but I don't want like people to be sent to my channel for planner content when 90% of my content is writing, reading content. And everyone's like, no, just keep them together. It's too much work. It's doing another channel, blah, 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 whatever. And then like 6 months goes by and like every single solitary person we know has a second channel. And I'm like, you mofos, you stabbed me in the back. You told me not to do it. And then you did it yourself.
Well, that's it. So are you enjoying having it on a separate channel?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, and I can do more stuff. Like, I'm sorry, the lighting is like so weird. I forgot to hang up the curtain, which I may go do. Because it's like sunshine.
Yeah.
But what was I talking about? I'm so lost.
Are you happy you started a separate channel?
Yeah, I can post things that I wasn't able to post before because I felt like when I was posting planner stuff that I needed to keep it related to
the topic, yeah.
To writing, but now I can just do whatever planner stuff I want. So
yeah, that's awesome. 30,000 words.
Courtney is killer at like just writing for 12 hours overnight, like in the middle of the night. Like you'll wake up at 3 o'clock and there'll be a Courtney live stream and you're just like, did you sleep?
That's what I love following her on Instagram, but she also posted about how she's trying to get back into like a normal sleep routine. And I was just here and I was like,
sure you are. Good luck.
I said, I've been truly amazed just how late she'll stay up and write into the night. I'm just like, I could have been at 9.
Yes, you do.
I do.
Speaking of 9, Raphael's goal is 90,000.
Holy crap. Good luck, Raphael.
Good luck. There you go. I feel like we kind of all figured out last time that if you've already won, because we were all like trying to give Kevin like Like, well, I've won before, so I'll just give you my coupon code that I get. I think you only get the coupon code the one time, regardless of how many times you win. So, like, you can't pass on the coupon code to somebody else.
Oh, interesting.
FYI.
I did not realize that either.
So Eva wants to finish a draft regardless of length.
I like that. Yeah. It really is hopping during Nano. Yeah. That's a
lot of work.
Awesome. The pauses that seeps into us, we're just like, holy crap.
Oh, wow. All right. You do you. Outlining for camp, not doing camp. Highly recommend. Always take time off.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty normal. I think part of it was just, it's the algorithm. Because if all of the videos that I have that are popular are writing videos, it's only going to suggest my channel to people who, or scratch that. If the popular videos on my channel are planner videos, it's going to suggest my channel only to people who look at planner videos versus people who look at book content. It's an algorithm thing.
Yeah.
Because the algorithm is ridiculous.
The algorithm is. Oh, yay, travel vlogs.
Who else has a second channel? Well, Laura has 3.
Laura is, holy crap. Laura's crushing it.
She's killing it. Laura has 3. Becca has 2. Brooke has 2.
Brooke has 2. She hasn't posted content on the second one, but
it exists.
Soon. It exists, yeah.
There are other, like, my brain just like went zzz and fizzled out. But there are other people. I feel like I'm really behind on comments. That's why all of my videos lately have either been live streams or planner videos, because I'm not doing anything writing wise and I haven't been reading anything either. So.
Yeah.
$50K for the first and probably last time, assuming I win. $50K is rough, man. Oh, crap. It jumped. Where did we go?
I don't know. Minute color.
Highly recommend minutes versus hours. Don't do hours. It's a bad idea. Though I have an hour goal, so that's, but I'm not entering it into the computer, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're doing it just for you.
If you're doing an hourly goal and you're entering it into the Nano website, make sure you put it in as minutes.
I don't even think this year for this camp, I don't think they're letting you do it. Like, that's why I had to do words.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you are trying to do it, like if your goal is 30 hours or 31 hours, you can only put in 31 minutes anyway. But if you're putting in 31 words to count for hours, put in the 1,860 minutes. 1,860 words to make them. Just don't use the website and life is easy.
There you go.
That's cool. Stephanie lives in an RV and they have an RV channel.
That's very awesome. All the caffeine.
And we jumped again.
Oh, yay.
This is good.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
How much caffeine have you consumed today?
You know, not as much caffeine as I needed. I have had a lot of sugar, though. This is my second bubble tea, so.
Alina has 2 channels, I'm assuming, is what we're discussing there.
Yes.
You're not wrong.
Accurate metaphor.
I'm looking for friends to co-host streams sprints with me for next month. If you want to come be my friend.
Yeah.
And I try to find people that are like either trying to figure out how to do it or are nervous about hosting one by themselves or whatever. So like everybody that I've done one with this year, it's been like one of the first few times they've done one, except for Lindsay. But that's because Lindsay and I had planned one several months back and she wasn't feeling well. So she got roped back in. Talk for a minute. I'm going to go put a curtain up.
Okay.
You talk. Hold on, wait. Let's see.
Okay. That's the perfect one because I love their podcast.
There you go. Talk about the podcast.
It's great. Authortube News. I always think that's so fun and helpful. They do like a condensed version of like what all's happened the past like 2 weeks or so within not just the AuthorTube world, but like the writing world that would be relevant to AuthorTubers. And they do like AuthorTuber shout outs for when they have books that are coming out. So highly recommend. I say that. Do we have the link? Can we put links in the...
You can.
Okay. I will go find it and I will put the link to their AuthorTube News podcast. So, yes.
You can because you're a moderator.
Oh, see? Well, let me use my moderation powers to drop the link.
The powers of moderation. I think it's a different thing.
Which I do not have. Okay.
Don't do hours, do minutes. Hours ruined my life in April. You're not wrong, Pineapple. And I had that problem like the very last actual camp that we did where you could still choose minutes and hours. Because like if you do 45-minute sprints, you can't put in 45 minutes. You can only put in an hour. You can't put in like parts of hours. It's annoying. Have you tried using writing affirmations? Have not.
I have not either, but I do want to look that up because I kind of want to do an I tried writing like Octavia Butler. So
Kate will be doing the research. I will not. Kate is for the research. Tomorrow uses 4 the words to keep track of writing count.
I do like a good graph.
Yes, you can promo your channel that you wrote 3 days ago and has no videos. Of course. Do it now. Tell us what it is. Any tips for streaming? Are you talking like for like just talking to the people in general or like technical or I need more information?
Yeah, I will say I no longer get nervous for live streams, but I used to pretty badly. I don't know just at what point that went away for you. It took me a while, but like now it's chill. You're like, nope. I did see. Yes.
I feel like when I do them by myself, I still get kind of like bumbled, but I think it's more because I'm trying to like focus on so much at once and like I'll forget to put up a timer or I'm trying to figure stuff out and it's just not working for me.
Yeah.
It's more of like a confusion than anything else. Like I'm comfortable. I'm just not like in it.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. It is a lot to be multitasking with the comments and pulling all the stuff up and yes.
What are you subscribing to that you didn't know about, Becca?
Because if it's the AuthorTube News channel.
There are problems. Because I have linked that to you before. Golly. Gee willikers. That's you.
Yeah. With the link. As the moderator.
It's fun. It can be intimidating, but I mean, really, if you bumble it all up and it's like the worst thing ever, like you just really quickly hit the end broadcast button and then you can delete it and it'll never be here.
Yeah.
It's only here if you want it to be here. I mean, just like put that in your pocket, save it for later. I mean, for later.
Yeah. And I feel like the plus side, I mean, the Authortube community, now everyone's doing live streams. Like, I swear, it was like a year and a half ago where there was only like a couple people who did live streams.
Yeah.
And now everyone does them and they're so fun. And I think so many more people are getting more comfortable with them. So
yeah. I think we're all getting very, I don't think we're getting used to them, but I think we're getting used to seeing them.
Yeah.
Because they're kind of a big thing. So Becca still gets nervous. Agreed. Nano website for November isn't horrible, but camp it's a mess.
Agreed. Also.
You also are a crazy lady, Charlotte, but we love you.
Yeah,
Grape Fry is Grape Fry's recent reads.
Yay!
YouTube commentary, movie reviews. Absolutely.
I like that.
Lies. I will tell you in our chat later which one Emily and or I have sent you. So
Find it.
that should have told you which one it was, actually, by that information. But, you know. Tips for talking to people, because when people do come on, I just like freeze and don't know what to say. Well, you actually missed it because you came in late, if I remember correctly. We had an icebreaker question that was like, what was the ad that you watched when you clicked onto this video? Which, if you're not monetized, it's not an icebreaker question for you, but that's definitely something to do. Like, have like a list of questions that you want to talk about, topics that you want to discuss, so that if you do have a moment where you freeze, like you can revert to those questions and be like, oh yeah, I wanted to ask, what's your favorite flavor of gum to chew? Like,
yeah, I think it's always, yeah, or just, I still try to have a couple of topics like, what have I recently accomplished? What am I trying to work on during this stream? Food and drinks and everything are always good conversations. Like, yeah.
Nina, we have told you a million times that we want all of the bloody murders, but less Icelandic, because we don't speak the Icelandic. But, you know, I would almost be I would always be willing to learn another language, because, like, as an American, it's, you know, they say, like, what do you call someone who speaks two language? Bilingual. What do you call someone who only speaks one language? American. Like, it's a real thing. But yeah. But maybe you have like a really nice voice and we just want to listen to you talk. I don't know.
I laughed at that one earlier.
Grape Fry's recent reads, sautés books as she reviews them. That's kind of like Kate's cooking with classics, except she's baking with books, not cooking with classics. But that's outside of the point.
Yeah.
Baking and cooking are two different things, Kate.
They are, but...
And you're only good at one of them, and I'm not sure which one it is.
I don't know either at this point. It's a terrible, terrible mess every time. Look, they always taste good. They don't ever look good. That's the important part.
Oh, gosh. The roast of Kate.
Terrible. Horrible.
Oh, gosh. Oh.
That's so interesting that the heat's fine during the day. Texas has been, the real feel, it was like 105 today. So
you'll be fine.
It was awful.
You'll be fine. It'll be okay. What Eva says. Beatrix wants to know how Duke is today.
He's good. He actually just came back inside.
I mean, I didn't say I don't want to be American. I'm just saying, like, it'd be cool to speak another language. Yes, keep us updated on an English version, Nina. I think that's good too. Like, when I made my separate planner channel, I went through and took all of the channels that I was subbed to on this channel that were planner related, subbed to them on the other channel, deleted them off of this channel. So it didn't really affect anybody's sub count, but just so that there's like less to try to find my way through in my sub feed.
That's what I did, the same thing. So on my Kate Kavanaugh account, I follow all my writers and readers and whatever. And then on my other account, I follow everything else.
Kate's cheese bread.
Yeah, so good. Cheese bread. I might make some tonight, actually.
I don't know what we're watching because I'm so far behind.
I don't know anymore either.
I'm so lost. Food from cartoons.
I want to attempt to work my way through the Beauty and the Beast song that Lumiere sings and just bake all of the things that he talks about. So I'm with you. I have it on Instagram somewhere. It was a while ago.
Yeah.
But I do have it on there.
I remember you posted it once because everybody kept asking because you make them so often.
I know.
It's on the back of the bag of the tapioca flour, isn't it?
It is, yes. And I just sub out I put Parmesan cheese instead of cheddar cheese because I think it tastes cheesier that way.
Just put both in, it's fine.
Yeah. On this one.
You have to have a blender.
You do. Yeah, you really do need to blend. It's a finicky recipe because of the tapioca flour, so you really need to follow the directions, which is my kind of baking because anything freestyling I do not do well. Yes, Becca, you can do it.
We should do it on our 10K day, 12-hour stream readathon thing. We should all make cheese bread and then we'll judge it on who made the best cheese bread, even though no one can taste it. It'll all be off of looks.
Did it.
It'll just be off of looks. Bye, Mary. I scratched myself in the face. Claws out.
I don't know. Every time I don't know how you do this because you're more booktube, but literally anytime I need to film something with a book, I will smack myself in the face with a book. It's every single time. That's just how you're just so used to.
Do I have a pet? I have 4 dogs, 2 cats, 80-some chickens, 5 horses, rabbits, an African gray parrot who lives in my house. I think that's it right now. I think that's it. Sometimes we have goats and pigs and cows and other weird stuff, but I think that's it right now.
All the animals. Yes. Yeah.
Puts blender in Amazon cart. I don't think I have a blender either, but I have a food processor. I'd be willing to give that a shot.
I feel like it should work. I almost wonder food processors might be pretty.
They both have blades.
They do. Yeah. I don't know if one is more intense than the other. I'd imagine the food processor is, but I don't know why that would be a problem. So.
Based on the baking and the reaction. Yes. Did it come out the way it was supposed to? Found a recipe on Google.
Yeah.
I do have a farm. It's not. Some days it's okay. Last week I think I was in the middle of like a live stream and I got a text that was like, one of your horses are out. And I was like, cool.
Great.
So just try to find that. Figure it out. All right.
Bye, Eva.
Bye, Eva.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that like people, especially people that are not working right now, are learning like how to get all of that in. So bye, Nina.
Bye.
Hi, Sherry. We're talking goals and food right now. And my farm. So do ice skates. I mean, you're not wrong.
Excellent point.
But what I meant was they both have blades that work in a similar fashion, and they're both food processing units. Okay, give me a break here, Grape. I mean, fair, though. Totally fair. I am the cook and the baker at my house. And so, therefore, on nights like tonight, where dinner time is the same time as the live stream, I pull freezer meals out. So,
feed yourselves.
Well, you know, we had tater tots and coney dogs because I had coney sauce, homemade coney sauce in the freezer, and hot dogs and buns in the freezer. So I pulled them all out last night.
I have not had tater tots in too long. I really want tater tots now.
I bought like an 8-pound bag at the bulk store last time I was there. A couple months ago. I still have like half the bag, but you know, it's fine. Yeah. After they figured out that they didn't need all of the toilet paper, they went to the big aisle.
I finally was able to find yeast for the first time in 3 months. How long have we been on this lockdown? And I freaking mine.
It's been completely sold out, like on Amazon and everything.
Yeah.
Favorite snacks to eat while writing?
All of the food. I don't differentiate. I will eat any food while I'm writing.
I didn't get to looking like this by being picky about snacks. Just saying.
Also bubble tea.
I am that weirdo. Like, I don't have like a writing routine. I don't have a specific snack or drink or food, or I don't have a nothing. I have a nothing. I am nothing.
No.
If I don't have you. I don't like the heat. Wine.
Yes.
Haven't had yeast since February.
Exactly. Yeah. It's crazy. Yes. Send it.
Full send.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere, I think it's the channel. Is it like Fit Frugal Mom or Frugal Fit Mom? I found her like right around Christmas time. She had this really big viral video that has like 2 million views or something crazy. And I watch a lot of her videos, and she has like a no rise bread that you like bake in a Dutch oven in the oven. And it just makes like a big crusty loaf of bread. I'm like, I need to try that.
Yes, all the Bluebell.
Well, it's been an hour.
It has. Shall we Truthwitch it up? Because I'm very excited to hear your thoughts, Jessica. As the super fan that you are.
Super fan? What's a super fan?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Just oldies like this.
Yeah, and that's just the first book.
So basically, we're going to discuss some spoilers. So if you don't want Truthwitch spoilers, I highly recommend you
to
like hit the pause button and then go read the book and then come back and watch the spoilers.
Perfect.
It's a great book and you should read it. Kate agrees.
I did think it was a lot of fun. Yes. And I'm very excited for the rest of the series. In the video I made, the reading vlog, I did talk about my criticisms of the book, and Jess and I talked about this a little bit. I see why people would not like it. Like, it's, I'm not surprised by someone not liking it. So
I think my criticisms were definitely heavier after book one, the first read through, than they were after I read through it again when I had read books 2 and 3. I read Wind Witch and then Sight Witch, and then went back and read Truthwitch again, because I don't think I read it until like right before Sight Witch was coming out. And so I read them all and then went back and started over again. And I think like my biggest criticism was that it was predictable and that just some things didn't really make sense. But then going back and looking at all of the things that I thought were predictable weren't necessarily as predictable as I thought they were once you get into the bigger story arc. So even though there were things that like you for sure knew, like that Cullen was going to die, because that's all they talked about was Cullen being deathly pale and not being able to breathe and forever and ever and ever.
Yeah.
Things like that, or like the relationship between Safia and Merrick, like you knew that from the second they met on the pier. You knew that was going to be a thing.
Yeah.
But other things that were what I thought was predictable are turned in a way later on that made it not. It was still predictable in the moment, but you didn't get the whole view of it.
That's so interesting, because a lot of the people in the comments that I was reading that had read the book said that the series got better.
I think that's a thing too. Like the first book is definitely my least favorite of the series, which doesn't happen often.
Yeah.
When you read a series like that. And if you are unaware, if you're watching this and you don't know, Sight Witch is considered a 0.5. It's considered like a prequel because it does take place prior to Truthwitch, but it does need to be read as the third book. And that is the publishing company. It was originally written to be the third book in the series, and the company chose to make it to advertise it as a prequel. Yeah. Because of the time that it ends up in. But the things that you can't start with that because you don't have enough information about the world. It's going to throw you in and you're going to have not enough information. And if you don't read it, if you read it too early, it'll spoil things. And if you read it too late, highly, 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 highly recommend you read Sight Witch before Blood Witch. If nothing else, read it before Blood Witch, because there is like a huge, I don't want to say like a spoiler, but there's like a huge plot point, and it's Adwin's dad is a huge plot point in book 3, Sight Witch. So like if you don't read Sight Witch, you'll never really you'll glance over it in the 4th book in Blood Witch.
Oh, interesting.
And you won't catch it. So you have to read Sight Witch in order to catch it in Blood Witch. And it's not Susan's fault. It's not. Basically, she told them what she was writing, and they were like, that's cool, let's do that. And then once it was written and it was in that order, they were like, actually, we want to publish this as a prequel. So it's just the way that the marketing of it's a thing.
Just because during that time it was so popular to have 0.5s. Like I feel like there was 1 year. I'm not saying that they didn't happen other times, but I swear 1 year it was like every single series had to have a 0.5 put out. Yeah. I was like, y'all need to calm down.
Yeah, it was like there was a time in publishing where it was super popular to have a prequel novel. And because of the way of where it takes place,
they thought that they could kind of work it. I mean, there's been other things, maybe not in the book world, or definitely in the book world, but like, I mean, Firefly, the TV show, had problems with, the way that the production company decided to put out the episodes and stuff. It's just like, why would you do this? I don't understand.
Well, and they do things that are not the way that the author or the creator intended.
Yeah.
And then the fans are like, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. We should just listen to the author.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah. I will say, so on the topic of kind of world building, I think the world's really cool. And I like all of the different witches and all of the powers. But one thing was that the world building oftentimes felt in some ways that like we found out information just before it was needed, or like as it was happening, we found out information about this other kind of like blank witch. And I was just like, it was cool, but like
my thought process on that, because I agree, I think that there was some of the like you found out things right as, but I wonder if that was to combat info dumping.
That's exactly what I think. Yeah, there's this weird line where I think you don't want to info dump, but I don't think you want to do what happened repeatedly.
Right, yeah. There has to be like a in the middle. And which is worse? Is it worse to info dump all the information that you'll need, or to sprinkle it throughout but do it too late?
And I don't know.
I don't know where the line is with that.
That's a huge question.
One of the things I watched Kate's video earlier. If you guys are just now joining us, I watched Kate's video earlier and kind of like got some talking points off of that because, I mean, why not? One of the things you talked about was the raptor and like how much new stuff do you put in?
Yeah.
New words and things when world building. And my opinion on this is and it kind of goes to the thing that Adwin said to Isolde at the end of the book.
Yeah.
Especially like for me, who is writing a book that has like a different language, and we know that they speak different languages in this world.
That is
in the Truthwitch world, they all speak different languages.
Yeah.
But they're saying everything in a language that we understand because we are the ones reading it.
Yeah.
So if there is a comparable word in the English language, that is what you use.
Yes.
If there's not a comparable word, then you would create one. Yeah. So whether it's like an animal or a type of food or a color or whatever, like would realistically in this created world, would princes, kings, queens be the wordage that they would use? Probably not. But because there's a word that works, there's a transferable word in our language, that's what you would use.
Well, and yeah.
I think that's where like where I like the line to sit.
So
other people disagree.
Interesting for me. So my Meridian Map series, I have a queendom, which is where my main character is from. And then I have other realms and countries. And so I don't want all of them to be kings and queens. So sometimes like an emperor, like whatever, and I'll try and spice it up just a little bit. So I have one place where it's a made up title just to kind of go with it. And I don't know that that's good or bad or whatever, but yeah, it's really hard to figure out where that line is supposed to be. I don't know.
I think that with Adwin and Isolde, and you said it like came out of the blue when he tells her, "Trust me as if my soul was your own," which is the shortened version is my Varushta. Again, audiobooks.
Yeah.
I have a pillow on my couch actually that has that on it that I got from a book box. But you felt like it was something that because the reader didn't know about it, it was kind of thrown in kind of weird.
Yes. So it's a very sweet sentiment. I do like it. It just felt like so what happens is that she then explains it in Isolde's chapters after, but I feel like it just messed up the tension and placement. I think it would have been so cool if we'd heard about that in Isolde's chapters before, like if she'd said it to her mom or whatever, or like heard the phrase used and had the explanation, and then he said that later. It would have been like an oh shit moment for the reader. We weren't given any oh shit moments in this book, like because we couldn't get the information ahead of time. And so it just felt kind of like, it felt more anticlimactic than it needed to be, when it could have been really cool. So I guess that's.
Well, and I think, but I wonder if part of that is like, as we discussed, we knew things a lot of the time that the characters didn't know.
Also, yes.
So if we knew that that was a thing, would we in that moment know automatically that he knew words that were Namatsi words that he shouldn't know? And would that affect it? Like, I don't know.
I think you could have written it with Isolt still being shocked and it being a different experience for the reader. I guess that's kind of, but yeah, it's hard with a world that's this huge and this different. I don't know.
It's very interesting, especially the first book. Like, the first book is definitely a character arc for Safi, more so than anyone else.
Yeah.
And the first book is Safi's book. The second book is Merrick's book. The third book is Ryber's book. The fourth book is Adwin's book. And the fifth book is Isolt's book. That's all I know so far. So like each character has like their main character growth in their book.
Yeah.
So they're going to continue to grow, and you'll continue to see them to grow throughout the series, but they definitely each have their main character growth in that moment. And so Safi's moment is like the end of the book when she agrees to go with Ben S in order to facilitate trade for them and for New Brevna, even though she doesn't really give a shit about New Brevna at the beginning. But as she sees New Brevna and she becomes accustomed to New Brevnans and what their struggles are, she's like, I can help these people out. And so I should, because I can.
Yeah.
That was her character growth. And that happened. She continues to have character growth throughout the next couple of books. I know that because I've read it.
Yeah.
But definitely her main character growth came in this first book. And there are a lot of things about the two of them that you kind of see, as I say, the two of them, I mean, her and Isolde, that you see as things progress. But I definitely think that, like, I don't know, it's just weird to, like, try to figure out exactly what needs to happen when. And I think that the first book, she definitely, like, got her bearings and then continued to flourish.
Yeah. And I guess that's kind of the thing, is I'd rather the books get better over time. Yeah, exactly. Which I feel like is usually actually what the trend is. So
a lot of times when they have like a really killer first book, it kind of just like,
it's hard to live up to, or it feels like they didn't have it figured out beforehand.
And I feel like you discussed the pacing and the action and how you didn't feel like there was like a moment to catch your breath. The second book is much slower.
Okay, interesting.
It's like pulled way back, like way back.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So it's, I mean, it still has moments of action. It still has moments of like big action scenes, but it's nothing like the first book.
So I love action. I love action adventure. So this was great for me, even though I still felt like it was missing some of the quieter moments. I did get people who were saying that they thought that the story was like boring or they couldn't get into it. And I think it's because when you have too much action, that can also be off-putting in some ways. So if you're not as into action adventure, this first book is not for you. Like,
and see, the first time I read it, I got stuck on, it's like chapter 4 or 5. I don't know, when Merrick is first introduced, and it's like him sitting at like the luncheon with all of the other Dom and Domnas, and I was just like, this is fucking boring.
Yeah, yeah.
So it took me a long time to get past that chapter and decide I wanted to continue reading the book. I'm glad I did, and I'm glad that I continued to read it from there because it is one of my favorite series of all time. So, but I mean, I can say that, I mean, there was a point where I wasn't sure that I wanted to finish reading the book.
Yeah. That's always hard. That's what makes DNFing hard sometimes, where you're like, but what if it gets really good?
And I think part of that is like, that's when I will skim a book or jump a few chapters and see if anything's changed, or look up reviews of people that I know have similar reading tastes to myself, things like that.
I'm a big fan of skipping sections or speed reading through it.
You stop that. One of the big things that you talked about that I wanted to discuss is villains. Who is the villain? Because you're like, I don't think Aedwin's the villain, because that can't be possible.
Yeah.
So if you are a follower of Suze, and you are, so you should already know that Susan does not believe in one villain.
Yeah.
She does not believe in writing a big bad. She believes that everyone has the capability of being both good and evil.
Yeah.
And sometimes the people who are playing the evil part, for one person, they're actually the good guy in their own mind. And so that is one thing that plays out throughout the entire series, is that even the bad guys aren't necessarily bad guys for themselves because they think they're doing the right thing.
Well, that's when it was so clear that even the antagonists, or the ones that weren't from the antagonists from the main character standpoints, were still very clear in their motivations, and like they were doing it. Yeah, they were doing it for their country or whatever. Like the Marstaki Empress lady,
Empress,
it was very clear that she didn't think she was the bad guy or a bad guy at all. She was doing what she had to do, and it was explained well. I really liked that. I liked that a lot.
Vanessa, Empress Vanessa,
Yes.
her, like I said, that like the fandom calls Aedwin Badewin. They call Empress Vanessa, they call her unimpressed, because she's always like so stoic.
Yeah.
She's unimpressed.
Yeah.
Instead of the Empress.
This is hard because I want to ask you for spoilers just about my fave Polly, but I'm gonna like refrain.
I'll give you all. You want to know what I can tell you about Polly that is like the spoiler of all spoilers? It's not a spoiler.
Yeah.
We don't know. Book 4, we still don't know. Like, who is Polly? Is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? What's he doing? We don't know.
That's great. I love Polly.
I still love Polly. I have no idea what he's doing. Like, I mean, you still see him in other parts.
Yeah.
You still see him in other books. There's bits and pieces of him. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what Polly's doing.
Great.
He's a great character.
Enjoyed him so much.
Grape said, watch the movie adaptation to see if you like it. There's going to be a movie adaptation. Actually, I think it's a TV series. I think it's a TV series adaptation for this book series. It's being produced by Jim Henson Company. FYI.
Ooh. Does that mean it'll actually happen? Like, what? Where in the process are we at? This is what I always have to ask with books. I'm like, so it was optioned, but like, is it going to get made?
They were in the process of working things, like getting started.
Yeah.
And then
Corona.
This year happened.
Yeah.
So.
It'll be really interesting to see over, like, I don't know, a trend in the next 5 years, what ends up actually getting made from this time period that almost got made, you know?
And what makes it through.
What
things that were on before and didn't make it through.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm so curious.
Like, would Ruby Rose have quit Batwoman if she wouldn't have had 6 months to sit around her house? And
yeah, okay, this is not related to our topic. I heard, because I did not watch Batwoman, but like she got super injured on set and like all sorts of crap was happening. That I was like,
I think, I don't know if she was injured on set, but I know that she had injuries that were being flared up on set.
Okay.
For sure. So.
You got to take care of your health. That's a.
Yeah. Well, I knew she was not coming back months ago.
You're like,
well, because she shaved all of her hair off and like started dyeing it weird colors, and I was like, they're supposed to be resume filming like real soon, and I know that hair grows back quick, but it don't grow back like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't think she's coming back.
Like, watch the hair.
She got a lot of hate, and like, again, this is not a related topic, but it's Pride Month, so let's fucking talk about it. She got a lot of hate for not being gay enough to be Kate Kane, because Kate Kane is Batwoman has always been a gay character. Ruby Rose is gay. She's been out since she was like 12.
What the hell?
Almost every character she's ever played in TV shows and movies has been a gay character.
Yeah.
I don't know how she got hate to not be gay enough for this character. I don't get it. I have zero idea how it happened. Like, the way that people on the internet are just stupid.
Yes.
Trolls and the Twitter mob and just grape.
Girl.
Exactly.
Yeah. People are.
I just like, she got a lot of hate.
Yeah.
And I think that played a part in her decision as well. Because she was still getting hate like that far in. And I love Ruby Rose. Like, A, she's gorgeous. B, she's super nice. Like, how do you not love her?
Like, what more do you want?
But she's not gay enough for Kate Kane, I guess. So I don't know what they're doing, obviously, because I'm not a genius. But the rumor I hear is that they're just starting a new Batwoman, like a new character. They're going to write her out, and it's not going to be like a soap opera where they go, and the part of Stephen Floyd is now going to be played by Eric Stofferson.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Do you remember that on soaps when you were a kid? Like, you'd be random watching a soap opera and like a character would walk on the screen, you've never seen him before.
Yeah. They're like, we don't care.
And they're like, the part of so-and-so will now be played by so-and-so.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Deal with
it. Great. If Ruby Rose isn't gay enough, who the hell is? Exactly.
Oh.
They said they are going to choose another actress who is a gay actress, like in real life.
Is she going to be gay enough then?
But I don't know if she's going to be gay enough for the masses. So it's weird. I haven't watched any of the DC shows for. I think I missed like the last season. And if anybody's been on my channel for a long time, you know that like I love the DC shows. I'm not a huge fan of the DC movies, but I love the DC shows. And I just like I haven't watched the last like season and a half of Arrow. I missed most of this past season of like Flash and Supergirl and Batwoman and whatever else there is. Because I stopped watching TV like last fall. I don't watch it anymore. So I'm back. It's fine. I have watched all of the most recent season of Hometown, however.
I've not even heard of that.
It's a
what is it?
A home decorating show on HGTV. Hometown. Watch it. It's great. It's better than Fixer Upper.
Oh, okay.
That's better.
Do love me some HGTV.
I do too. This is random off topic. I'm sorry, people.
Yeah. How did we get here?
Well, we got here because we were talking about TV shows and movies.
Yeah, that's and inevitably do not all of our conversations get to this point.
Well, I mean, there's only so much that we can talk about Truthwitch without it being. I mean, I guess we could talk about like the way that the world reflects our own, in that the bigger cities are taking over the smaller people, and like the big conglomerates are trying to starve out all of the small people so that they have to have fealty to them, and they're literally starving them to death. They're taking away their food, they're poisoning their water and their land, and etc., etc., etc. So, I mean, you could do that. You just do that. But you know, maybe not.
Well, that's what. So, okay, going back to the world building, that's what I am really excited for with this book because it's so vast. It's like I can't wait to see what all we cover and where all it goes. So that's always a plus side.
Well, and one of the things you talked about was not getting a lot of Cullen's point of view and not seeing a lot of Cullen throughout the book, even though you see him.
Yeah.
Right. So Ryber, who is his heartthread,
yes,
is the main character of Sightwitch.
Okay, you did say that, yeah.
So you get some Cullen in that as well.
Interesting.
But it takes place a few years prior.
That's why you said it was. They did the prequel.
It is a prequel. It takes place prior to Truthwitch, so it is technically a prequel, but it should be read third.
Okay.
It's great. Listen, if anybody ever has any questions about which order to read Truthwitch in, just send me a message, a DM on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, comment on whatever video you want. I will give you the down low. I will.
This is your Witchlands expert.
I am an expert Truthwitchian. Send me all of your questions. It's not accurate, but it's not
you could write the wiki.
I'm sure there's one out there.
I'm sure too. Ooh, that is a weird. Okay, I've been seeing everyone's like crazy publishing goals videos and stuff like that. That's what I should add to mine. I want to write a cool enough fantasy that I have a wiki for my books.
Theoretically, Campfire is a wiki.
Ah.
If you can get it to work properly for you.
It does it.
Well, because you can do like the link to link.
Yeah.
You can link people and places to in like a, I mean, you can do it.
Yeah.
But it ain't easy or fun. So, I don't know. That's just me.
Mm-hmm.
Do this.
Do we have anything else we want to discuss with Truthwitch, or do we want to announce our next book club pick?
Oh, we should definitely announce our next book club pick because I don't have a copy of it. So
I have pulled up still my library copy that I'm on hold of. So you just let me know and I will reveal it.
Who wants to know what the next book's going to be? I will say, we did, I don't know if we previously announced the book that we were going to read next, but we did say that it was going to be a reread for me. And we decided to push that back a couple of months, because we decided that we should highlight an author of color right now, because obviously we should be doing that anyway, but also right now, especially important. Yeah. But also, the other book made more sense for spooky time reads.
Exactly. So
we pushed it to spooky months.
Yeah.
It is not truly devious. Grape. But
oh, I do want to read that at some point though. Because
I've read the whole series. Read it. What's wrong with you? Are you deaf? I don't know what that has to do with anything. I was going to ask if you were dumb or something, and not just dead. I don't know what I was trying to say.
We're going to say dead. I was like, apparently, yes. It's not, but I did. Am I revealing it? Oh, you can
go ahead. You go for it.
Okay. It is by my writer crush hero, N.K. Jemisin. The 5th season!
The
Woo!
5th season! Woo!
It's going to be like an interesting one for us, because this one's like award-winning book, as well as like it's speculative fiction, it's adult, like a little bit different.
Well, and I feel like I don't even remember. I think it was oh gosh, it was Tracy Ann on her channel the other day was discussing that N.K. Jemisin is not only the only Black woman to win the Hugo Award for an entire series, but the only person ever to win the Hugo Award for all books in a series.
Yeah, that's what, when I did I tried writing like, that was the thing with her. I was like, how? That is crazy that you win Hugo for every single book in the series. Oh, anyways.
So, I mean, we've been trying to pick books off of our shelves so that we don't have to
buy anything
or something, like try to pick something we both have so that we aren't buying or learning from a library or what have you. But I already ordered mine, so it's on its way here.
And I am first in line
from the library. So that's what we decided to do this time. Like I said, we're just going to push the other one back. We didn't do, like, we've been doing polls and asking you guys what you wanted to read. And this time we were just like, we're going rogue.
We're doing it.
And we hope that you're all okay with that. And if not, then go join somebody else's book club. There's like 500 of them.
Yes. Well, we are excited.
So we're excited. And over the past couple of weeks, I've been hearing a lot more about it. Like, since we made the decision, I've been hearing a lot more about it from other Authortubers, and I'm like getting more excited.
Yeah.
Tracy and I had like a little bit of a conversation the other day in our DMs, because I told her that it was our book pick. I'm like, spoiler alert, it's our book pick for the next book club pick. And so we were discussing that there is like some second person in it. Did you know that there's second person in it?
Yes. So I almost choked on air. I don't know if you saw. You like split second of head.
You choke on your own spit and die, and then she did.
Oh my god! This is how I go out. I'm glad the moment was captured. I did know because It's one of those for N.K. Jemisin. It said it's like not for everyone, but she does a lot of experimental stuff, which I really admire. So 55. Hopefully with 5 books, it'll go kind of quick.
You got 2 months.
You have 2 months. That's also true. Yeah.
Whew. I'm just still over here at Kate choking on her own hair and trying to die. You don't need that air. It's fine.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
Who needs to live?
That's my insult of choice is like I hope they choke on their own spit and die.
Yeah. It almost happened.
May weasels piss on you.
What is that from?
Truthwitch.
Okay. Oh, that's right. That's really early in the book too.
There's actually like an infographic that Susan or one of the fans made. I don't know which, but it's like how to formulate a Safia insult. Like you choose a word from here and a word from here and a word from here, and like she has some zingers.
Amazing.
As it goes on. So I told you, like page 3, Safi starts doing math and she's like 4 times 6, and Isolde's just like it's 72.
Yeah.
I was sold at that point. I was like, I must read this.
And I really appreciate that they continued that. Like they showed at least once more for each of the girls. Isolde being really good at math and then Safi being like the worst. And so there were little things in the book that I appreciated so much. Yes.
Yes. It's the next 2 months.
I say that wrong every single time and I will never get it right, but it's the 5th season.
So the next 2 months, so July and August, will both be on Kate's channel.
Yes. Where we will talk about topics yet to be determined, but absolutely include the 5th season in August's chat.
And who knows what our topics will be, because we run out of topics a lot, but you guys sent us a bunch of them like last month, and we've got a list of topics to hit, so.
Yeah.
I don't know how we run out of topics. Like, we get here and we talk for like 3 hours about movies and TV shows, and I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, it's just the initial idea.
Just need a starting point, and then we'll just do whatever.
And then we're good.
Answer questions in the comments from the chat.
Yeah.
Talk about random things that have happened in our life this past week.
Yeah.
It's not pulled up yet, but Natasha said her library only has the 2nd book in the series.
That is fascinating.
Absolutely weird. After you've checked your library, make sure you check Hoopla, which is ran through the library. So if you already use the Libby app, check Hoopla as well. That runs through your library. Kate's like, I didn't know that.
I did not. I'm glad my face is so obvious, but now.
Hoopla runs through your library app, runs off of your library card number as well. But it doesn't, there's no hold time, but they don't have a lot of the same, like they don't have every book. Like a library typically is going to have most books because it's a library. Or maybe that's just something that I have because I have a bigger, I mean, I live in a really small town, but we have a really big library system. But Hoopla and the library, Libby and or Overdrive, depending on which one. I also use Scribd, which I think is a subscription. I think I pay for that. I think it's like $5 a month. I'm really not even sure. It's supposed to be unlimited, but only certain books are unlimited. Most books are not unlimited. So like I save that as a last resort. Like if I need a book that I can't get, I mean, I use my 2 a month that I know that I get, but like if I need a book, I want to read it, I'll get it from there. I also use Audible and Libro.fm, which are ones that you pay for. So I read a lot of audiobooks, guys, in case you didn't notice.
Go to Jessica for the book content.
I think there is some Hoopla content in Canada, Natasha. I do believe so.
That's what, apparently I searched it before, so I'm wondering if my library for some reason is not connected. I don't know. Libby works.
I'm just going to throw this out there, but Is your other household in a different zip code with a different library?
Yes, and I have asked about borrowing a library card.
You could just get a new one.
Yes, I need to take the other person in the other household to the library to get the card, and then
you'll have.
And then I will have the card.
2 library resources.
I know. It is you know what? I'm going to bother the other person in the other household about that now because we've already talked about it. So, excuse me, I would like more books, please.
Grape says their county doesn't do Hoopla. Grape, I need you to go to a different county and get a cheat and get a library card in a different county. Don't tell them I said to do that. Use your work address. I won't tell anybody. Mine is the same. Like, my whole county, like, our library system is for the entire county. I don't know if that's true everywhere or if just here. I don't know. But we also have like we have like sister counties. So there's like a whole, I think it's like 22 library systems in Ohio that are like together for all of the like audiobooks and ebook loans and things like that. So we have like a really big, and our library system is big anyway, but it's a huge library system.
Bye, Tamara.
Bye, Tamara.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that would give you all of the books.
You'll get LA and NYC. I mean, you're killing it at that point.
Oh. Really knows the workarounds.
I mean, there are ways. I mean, really, is it bad? I mean, technically, when you're loaning books from a library, it means that that library is going to get more money and stuff from the government. But, I mean, if you're still using your local one, it's fine.
And the author's getting counted for that? Yeah, I think it's, yeah.
My local, like, our Ross County Library has, like, the main branch in town, which is like 3 blocks from where I work. And I can't tell you when the last time was I was actually in there because I don't people. But like they have a branch at almost every one of the high schools. Like there's 8 high schools in our county, and almost all of the county schools have a branch of the library either inside the school or like within a couple blocks of the school.
Mm-hmm.
It's really weird. Like I don't think that that's something that people normally do.
Okay, Texas, San Antonio specifically, not Dallas when I lived there, but San Antonio also has branches of the library in the public high schools. And I was like, so.
I didn't when I was a kid, but like the high school that I went to, which I still live in that district, but the high school that I went to, my cousin actually works at the library for the county library at my high school. Like the high school library became a county library hub.
Yeah.
So weird.
Fascinating.
I don't get it, but I mean.
Yay libraries.
Yay libraries. We're doing good. I mean. They still have school libraries.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Like the school that I went to is really small. And so they have like all 3 buildings are together. Like the middle school, high school, and elementary school are all one bit. Like they all connect. They share a cafeteria. They have their own gyms, but they share a cafeteria. But they, like the elementary has a library and the middle school has a library, but the high school library is now a county library. Which is the weirdest thing ever because the middle school library is huge. Like it's enormous. And the high school library is like this little like teeny tiny corner, and they just were like, yep, we'll take this one. I think it's because you have access without having to have access to the rest of the school system.
Yeah.
Adding 5th season under the cart. Yes, both July and August.
Yeah. So you don't have to have it read until whenever August chat is, which we don't know what day that'll be, but
probably the end because Kate probably won't have read the book yet.
You know what? Because the book's going to come in and because I'm getting it from the library, I might read this one early this time.
All right.
I'll save the vlog until
Humorous fantasy. Let me look.
I mean, define fantasy. I'd argue The Princess Bride because it's just one of my favorite books all the time. But very funny, fantastical, great, all the fun things. Gosh, for young adult, what's the one? I have the book. This is why it's been bothering me. It's like Mary something. Oh, not helpful.
Marry something?
I think it was, yeah. It would take me too long to run and find where I have it, but it'll come.
If you're into middle grade, Percy Jackson, for sure.
Yes.
Funny fantasy. Gosh, what is funny? Like a good laugher. I'm looking at my bookshelves in case you're wondering why I'm staring off into space. Gosh, that's hard. Funny? Okay, I read Fate of the Fallen a couple of months ago, and it's not supposed to be funny, but it was hilarious. So, like, everyone else that read it in the group chat did not like it. I died the entire time. I thought it was like one of the best books I've ever read because I laughed the whole time. It was so like out of the blue, random, like shit made no sense. It was great. Just most people hated it, and I loved it. Every once in a while, you just need something that is like utter nonsense.
Yeah.
And I needed it, and it was time.
I need to check on my little pupper, and I also have to run to the bathroom. So I might be piecing out. I don't know why I do this motion.
You're praying?
I'm praying. That's what
odds that you can go and let everybody out.
Yeah.
Let's wrap this up, guys. Anybody have any last minute thoughts, comments, questions, or concerns?
I don't know why that reminded me of the genie, the way you did that. From Aladdin.
Also makes Julienne fries. I always thought that it said, as a kid, that it said chili and fries.
Oh, yeah.
Because like I didn't know what Julienne fries were, which is just fries. So I thought it said chili and fries. And I'm like, but where's the chili? Like, because as an 8-year-old, that's what was like the part that I didn't understand.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Do you have any last comments, questions, concerns?
I do not think so. If you have any topics you would like us to cover, you can always message us on Instagram, on YouTube videos,
wherever, because we're easy to find. We're all over the place. We have big egos, so we're all over the internet, except for Twitter, because Kate doesn't do the Twitter.
Correct.
But you can find me there. And I don't think I link Kate's links in the description box, but her channel's down there. But the likelihood that you are subscribed to me and not Kate is very low.
I am linked. I see myself under timestamps, links, and books mentioned.
Yes. And if you want to catch my camp planner layout, subscribe to my planner channel, which is also linked down below. And if you don't want to miss what may be a 10K day / 12-hour write-a-thon sprint relay, make sure you're following us on Instagram so that you'll know when we decide to do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yay!
Charlotte's in.
Yes.
We will discuss at a later date, Charlotte.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all. That's it. That's all I got. I'm going to hit the end button. So goodbye, everyone. Do you really want to end the broadcast? I